By now it's pretty well known among sports sedan enthusiasts that the Jaguar is pretty kick-ass to drive. It possesses the best steering this side of a 20-year-old BMW, it slices into corners with an enthusiasm unknown to most modern sedan kind, and it offers a pleasing balance of ride quality and disciplined body control. The version tested here, the 35 tons, also packs 340 horsepower and can accelerate to 60 miles per hour in less than 5 seconds. It's all pretty fabulous, but it turns out there's one way to slow this 35 tons pulse, fit it with all-season tires. Two previous 35 tons examples we've tested, a Euro-spec rear-drive model and our long-term all-wheel drive car, wore Pirelli P0 performance rubber to the test track. This car, in contrast, was fitted with Pirelli Cinturato P7 all-season tires, and this seemingly small difference was both measurable at the track and discernible on public pavement. Numbers first, given that our long-terms is equipped similarly to this one, this car weighed just 25 pounds more on our scales and, most notably, added the driver assistance package and adaptive dampers. It's the easiest comparison. This Jaguar hit 60 miles per hour in 5.1 seconds and 112.3, the P0 shot version was 0.3 and 0.4 seconds quicker, respectively. The all-season tires limited cornering grip to a relatively pedestrian 0.87 grams, against 0.93 grams with the Performance Summers. The largest testing discrepancy showed up in braking, where the Zone all-seasons took 170 feet to stop from 70 miles per hour. That's a good showing, and just 10 feet longer than the BMW 340iX drive on performance tires, Michelin Pilot Super Sports, but nevertheless a full 23 feet more than the Zone P0s, which stopped from 70 miles per hour in a class-leading 147 feet. More than the numbers, though, the all-season tires dulled as is responses. Turn in that katana-sharp with the performance tires takes an extra beat here, with the car's mass lolling ever so slightly more toward the outside, enough so the synapses start to form the thought, did I just overcook before the grip catches up and you catapult out of the corner. A more long-lasting sensation can be felt in long sweepers, where tenacious, confident at the limit grip is replaced by a bit of a tightrope walk that's as nerve-wracking as it is thrilling. At least steering feel isn't significantly diminished, which is useful for probing and deciphering the lesser amount of stick. Others' flaws can be blamed on the tires. The rear door openings are short from top to bottom and somewhat oddly shaped, the better to maintain the sexy roofline, meaning more than a few adults will bonk their heads getting in and out of the back seat. The trunk is on the small side, with a high-load floor and all manner of bumps and intrusions on the cargo space. The padding on all armrests is thin, so long trips leave you sore. The brakes, for all their strength, have a dead zone at the top of the pedal travel that is unbecoming of a sports sedan. There's also not enough small item storage up front, where the gimmicky rotary shifter is surrounded by trim that takes up excessive real estate. While we didn't have any major infotainment issues with this version, in nearly every others we've tested, including our long-term example, the system has been plagued with reboots, freezes, and refusals to respond to inputs. And whether it was intake noise, the vac blower fan, or something else, we never were able to pin it down. There was a loud, annoying whooshing sound in the cabin whose volume seemed to directly correlate to the amount of throttle we applied. Shades of the early 1970s, that. Of course, there are things this gets right. The driving position couldn't be better. The car always feels eager and encourages energetic romps down a 2-lane or around a clover leaf. Forward visibility is quite good, allowing you to see exactly where you've pointed the car regardless of attack angle. And, as mentioned, the steering can be nearly telepathic, a revelation in an era where most vehicles might as well be controlled with a tiller and a dream. The Jaguars is a throwback to the days when European cars were largely the province of people willing to put up with quirks and weirdness to own a car that delivered driving pleasure by the bucketful, one that did so decidedly beyond the mainstream. If you're still of that mindset, there may be no better choice among modern sports sedans, as any Audi, BMW, or Benz driver is likely to see themselves coming or going several times a day. But those brands' cars also offer most of the things people want, most of the time, in one package: comfort, roominess, practicality, agility, technology, predictability. This Jaguar is a more specialized piece,